Okay, welcome. Thank you for coming to the March 23rd, 2026 Almont Community Schools Board of Education regular board meeting. We'll call this meeting to order at 6:01. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, where's it? 6:31, sorry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Burrow, will you do roll call, please?
Ms. Aiken?
Here.
Mr. Rotarius?
Here.
Mr. Eckert?
Here.
Mr. Burrow? Here. Mr. Burns?
Here.
Mr. Wade?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
We have all 7 members.
Thank you, Mr. Burrow. Mrs. Von Heltmeyer, are there any additions to the agenda?
No.
Deletion?
No.
Amendment?
No.
Communication.
We're going to start with our rate of recognition tonight. We have Principal Lewis here, Ms. Lewis, and her team. So I'm going to invite you to the microphone, Ms. Lewis, and you can help us out here with rate of recognition to kick off the meeting. Thank you for being here.
Good evening. My name is Barb Lewis. I'm the proud principal of Almont Middle School. It's my sincere pleasure to be here this evening to recognize our outstanding teachers and students and highlight 2 new courses, Life Skills and Leadership and Technology 4, which were added to our programming for the 25-26 school year. Excuse me. I'd like to thank our Board of Education and our Superintendent, Mrs. Von Heltmeyer, for providing this opportunity for us to share our rate of recognition with you this evening. And at this time, I'm excited to introduce 2 of our amazing teachers, Mr. Jackson Shank, who teaches our 6th grade Life Skills and Leadership course, and Mr. Ethan McAllister, who teaches our 4th grade Technology course. And also joining us are 2 of our exceptional 6th grade students, Carson Burrell and Lucy Rice. As well as 2 of our incredible 4th grade students, Kensley Fasna and Adeline Alexander. Come on. And at this time, I will turn it over to Mr. Shank.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Jackson Shank. This is my first year at Almont, and I was lucky enough to be selected to teach life skills and leadership. In this course, as I am currently getting my master's degree in management and leadership, I find it really, really fun to take exactly what we're doing in my college courses, take that down to a 6th grade level and be able to talk to these kids about what these different strategies are, these different things that we can implement into our lives to help us become better leaders in the future. We normally start off the year with our financial literacy, but as I'm going through this course, I'm coming to find that I like leadership a bit more at the beginning, but financial literacy is part of our life skills, and I think at the end of the day, no matter what these kids are doing whenever they leave here, if they know how to work with their money, we are setting them up for success in the future. Things that we talk about are budgeting and managing your own personal accounts, your own personal money. And that goes with understanding what banks and credits, how those functions, different credit unions and different types of banks, what are the pros and cons of those things. Savings and investing, and then your needs and wants, then the differences of those. Today in our class, we had a scavenger hunt. So I gave them a monthly payment of $5,500 is what they have to work with. Across the room, I made different posters where 10 of these things are necessities that we have to spend money on, the not fun stuff, your bills, your mortgage, what is your mortgage, insurance, car payments, all of that. And then I also sprinkled in there shopping trip, luxury dinner out for the night, Disney trip. So they had to go through the money that they had, decide, all right, what do I have to pay this month right now? What bills do I have to cover? And then what do I have left over to be able to go do whatever fun thing I want to do? And what fun thing do I not get to do? So you can see the kids working around the room over here. I had posters scattered throughout, and they're looking, seeing how much everything costs. What is the pros and cons of spending money on this? And then from there, we go into our leadership portion. So there's different types of leadership styles. And luckily, there's quizzes all over the place to kind of help you figure out what is my leadership style. That's what we start off this unit with. And then from there, I always like to explain, you're not set to this. If you dream of yourself being somebody else, a different style, you have things you need to work on. That's what this class is for, recognizing where I am and where I would like to be one day. And through there, we cover what is a good leader, the difference between being a leader and a boss, and then communication skills, teamwork, goal setting, and responsibility. My biggest thing with this class and why I love that I get every single sixth grader through this course is because my number one goal for every single one of them is just give them a little bit more confidence, because I don't think a little bit more confidence hurts anybody. And without further ado, speaking of confidence, I would love to start off by introducing Carson. Would you like me to click or would you like to click?
You.
Me? All right. Carson, would you like to share your leadership capstone? Oh, is it Lucy's?
Yeah.
Switch. Never mind. Lucy's up first.
Okay. What leadership means to me. I think leadership means to be respectful and responsible, and it also means to be kind and fair. They're willing to be part of a team. Sorry, let me restart. Okay. I think leadership means to be respectful and responsible. They should be kind and fair. They should be able to work together like a team. Leadership also means that you are willing to step and help somebody even if they don't ask you to. Some people think that leadership means to just you get to be boss and take over and tell everyone what to do, but no one will respect you. So leadership is to be willing to do the right thing, to make everyone feel included. And I try to remember, if you respect others, they will show respect back. My leadership style is a servant leader. Sometimes I like to do my work independently, or sometimes I like to take control, but I like putting people before myself. For example, when I'm working on a group project, I make sure everyone has a job, even if that means I don't get the job I wanted.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Carson, now it's your turn.
To me, leadership means leading and helping others. Leadership matters because it provides essential vision. Leadership is way different from being bossy. Being bossy means giving orders to people whether they like it or not. Leadership is guiding others while listening to their ideas.
I would also like to point out, these slideshows were about 11 to 12 slides each, and Carson handmade every single graphic in the bottom of his for examples of what was going on. Took a lot of time and work for him to do those, and every single one was perfect.
I use transformational leadership. This is because they inspire positive change and innovation by motivating people to develop new skills and ideas. One example of transformational leadership is Nelson Mandela. He used empathy, forgiveness, and a powerful, unified vision to transform a deeply divided nation.
And now I'd like to introduce Mr. McAllister.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Ethan McAllister. I am the OP music teacher and also, as of this year, the Technology 4 teacher at Almont Middle School, which has been a really fun thing to try to tackle and kind of tease out what it is that they needed to learn about tech, what would be the most valuable for them. So when I approached this class, first of all, I approached the fourth grade teachers and said, what skills do you guys need me to teach them for your assignments in your classes, and then for fifth grade, sixth grade, and on? Because, you know, you're going to deal with Google Docs, you're going to deal with Google Slides, you're going to, you know, create things. So, so what sort of things do you guys need me to teach them how to do? So when I get these fresh, recently third graders, most of them didn't know what a right click was. So I think it was because I taught fourth grade recorders last year. It was like a split music special. And having gone through this course, like creating it and implementing it, I do as much fun as I had doing recorders, which I did. I'm a music guy. But I think it was a really smart move on Ms. Lewis's part, because I've really been able to take them from that to creating lots of beautiful and creative slideshow presentations and things for me. So I think it's been a really great thing for them and for me as well. It's been a ton of fun. So firstly, what we teach in Tech 4, first of all, comfort level, and then certain techniques in commonly used programs, docs, slides, and then Canva most recently, which if you've never heard of that, it's a free to use, but there's premium stuff as well, like graphic design website. And then lastly, the other huge component of my class is typing accuracy and speed using specifically home row, which if you're not familiar is where you've got your 4 fingers on each of your hands on ASDF with your left hand, JKL semicolon with your right hand. Using home row builds muscle memory and enables you to keep your eyes on the screen. And then in this program that we use called Typing Club, with the typing, they put up on the screen what I call the ghost hands, which show you the finger reaching for the right key, so you don't even have to look down. Even while you're learning, you don't have to look down at your hands. I really have found that I've gotten a lot of mileage from emphasizing creative freedom, specifically with docs and slides and things like that, allowing students to create the things that they want to create, that they're passionate about, while still using those skills that they need to be learning, leads to really high engagement and really great end products that I get. It's been really, really cool. And finally, the impact it's had on the students. Their progress that they've been making with technology is clearly visible by what they create. They have these concrete things that they've made and can be proud of at the end of the unit. Projects are printed out and go home to show family. Has been a few different projects have been kind of geared that way. For Thanksgiving, we had them write a letter to their family and friends that they appreciate and write so in docs, formatted all correctly. To show that they appreciate them and they get to take it to them. And they made a Valentine's Day slideshow presentation, which was about someone or something that they love, as you'll see later in the presentation. So if they wrote about somebody, they can take it and show them. And finally, confidence with technology, as well as readiness for the assignments in 5th grade, 6th grade, high school increase. So confidence just with their devices, these things in their hands that they're going to have through high school, right? These Chromebooks. They function a little bit differently than any other laptop I've had, so they've run into problems, and it's like, Mr. McAllister, there's a purple square on my screen. How do I make it go away? And I go, I don't know why there's a purple square on your screen. Let's Google it. So and it pops right up, right? And so I've been able to, as they've run into stuff organically, empower them to kind of problem solve on their own, because they're going to be dealing with technology their whole lives, right? And running into these issues. So teaching them in real time to seek out solutions on their own. So just a couple images from Typing Club, a really simple lesson where you just kind of find the F key over here and then into full sentences. As the lessons get more progressively difficult and demand faster and faster speeds of them, they can't just hunt and peck the whole time. They gotta use that home row, right? And you see the ghost hands down here. And it's not all boring, static, white and black. So there's these games in there that they have to do. It's kind of more time-based. The monster's approaching, and so you have to type the word basketball before it gets you, kind of a thing. And it's got like, the ninja's got like a blowgun, if you type LOOK, it'll shoot the little bubble down. And Kensley is going to come and kind of give her experience with Typing Club.
So for Typing Club, on Typing Club, you can learn how to type faster. You can also learn how to use the home row correctly. And the program makes it easier to learn to type. You can use the program at home, which you can do often. I am up to 23 words per minute on Typing Club.
Thank you, Kensley. And next on the docket is docs. We created, so this is from the letter that I mentioned for Thanksgiving. We started with a graphic organizer. So Kensley has done each quadrant was one friend and then 3 things that she appreciated about that friend, and it turned into this. I gave them a template that had all these kind of images, but they could move these like elements present, they could move them around. And so the font was already there. They just backspace and put in "Dear Friends." And so each paragraph is one of those quadrants from the graphic organizer. She signed it off at the bottom, put in the address at the top, because that's what happens in a formal letter. It's been blanked out for our purposes here tonight. And Kenzie's going to talk a little bit about docs.
The reason why I really like docs is because you can change the font and the color of the font, and you could highlight the type, like the type letters, and it's an easy place to type stories in, and you could add your emotions in by using emojis. And
Slides. Before we head into, I've had both of them, I've put in a couple of their slide presentations. Addie's going to tell us a little bit about her experience with slides.
With slideshows are super fun to make, for my opinion. Kensley and I learned to make animations and make longer paragraphs as we learned. We did stuff like a Valentine's slideshow with the animations. Another slideshow we did was a locker one where we did the front of the locker, the inside of the locker with the top and the bottom.
Thank you, Addie. And this is Kensley's slideshow first. So that's what Addie was talking about with animations, when you get objects to move across the screen or behave in some way or appear out of nowhere. So Kensley's going to present just 3 slides from her slideshow.
Celebrating you this Valentine's Day. Mom, I love you so much, and I really like how you take me out to places.
As Kensley alluded to before, she has access to all this stuff at home, so she was able to get some pictures and put them into her slideshow for my class.
From me to you, I really like to hang out with my family. I love you, family.
Thank you, Kensley. Here's a transition from slide to slide, which they also learned how to do. And Addie's going to do 3 of her slides.
Celebrating you this Valentine's Day. Fluffy. Fluffy is a cat I have at my farm. It is very soft. It was abandoned from its mother because there was a runt, so every time I go there, I feed him. Since he is so little, he gets hurt, so I help him and make sure he stays safe. The life of a cat. Cats are fascinating animals and are very curious. When it comes to going somewhere new, cats can do most of the time sleeping. They sleep for 12 to 16 hours every day. They mostly eat fish, chicken, turkey, and more.
Thank you, Addie. And these are a couple images from Canva. On the left here is one that Addie made, and on the right here is a different student that I took and copied and vandalized for the purposes of this presentation. Don't worry, I fixed it. Just to kind of show one of the features of Canva. So Addie's going to talk a little bit about Canva, and then I'll explain why I did this.
Right now, we are working on 3 projects in Canva. Some people do more, but I only did 3. Mine is a concert poster, and I added pictures, dates, and what's going to be there, like the merch. Some others did different stuff, like a poster for a missing animal or lunch restaurant menu.
Thank you, Eddie. And so this Canva is a really cool, powerful piece of software. It has a library of millions of templates, kind of like we did a template for the Thanksgiving letter. I just let them loose into the library of Canva templates to kind of create what they wanted to create. In this, it was supposed to be like a missing cat poster. It's got these really cool smart boxes over here so that you can just copy and paste a picture in there, drag it in there, and it just fits into that box. And so the end product looks really nice like this. You can drag it around within the box, and so it's a really cool piece of software. Another student, it actually has an image generation feature to it. So he wanted to do a poster of lions versus eagles. And he's like, I'm trying to Google for a picture of a football player where half of his jersey and like uniform is blue and half is green. Can you help me find that? No, there's nothing on the internet like that. Let's put it into the image generation tool in Canva and see what it comes up with, and boom, there it was. So like the Eagles was like on this side and it was green, and then Lions were on this side and it was blue. It was super cool. But he didn't turn it in yet, so I don't have it for you. I would have loved to have shown you. So that's our class. Thank you guys so much.
I just want to thank you again for your time and for your continued support of our students and our programs. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Ms. Lewis. Thank you, everybody, students, amazing work. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to student council report. Ms. Jackie, thank you for being here. I'm trying the mic. Sorry. There's a button on the top there. Slide it up. There's a button there.
Students, parents, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, so these are the Raider news for March of 2026. In choir, the varsity singers attended the 2026 Choral Festival being held at the New Davison Performing Arts Center on March 9th. They will be gone all day singing, doing clinics, and sight singing, which they love the most. They received superior ratings in both performances and sight singing. Ben Strigg is also on a Special Olympics swim team, and they are going to States in May. We will be having a bake sale tomorrow with all proceeds going to support him. Miss Lovis's class is also hosting a bowling fundraiser at Hideaway Lanes on April 11th from 12 to 4. Ms. Lovis's class also participated in Special Olympics basketball held at North Branch High School. It was an amazing day for everyone. Congratulations to the high school band and the 8th grade band for their performances this past Friday and Saturday. Both bands earned a First Division Superior Rating at MSBOA Division III Band Festival. This month, our varsity football players have been going into classrooms at the Orchard Primary reading stories to young kids for March's Reading Month. The Almont High School Art Department also currently has an artwork on display at Yale High School for an exhibit called BWAC Art Spectacular. There was a reception held on March 18th in their honor with refreshments and live music. For our robotics, it is a busy season with the team competing at Marysville High School last weekend. They will also compete at Troy Athens this weekend. And in one of our classes, Mr. Finn's criminal law class, students are participating in a mock trial of a murder case. Students are writing and acting out their own script to decide the innocence of the alleged murderer. And thank you, that is all. Thank you. Have a good day.
We follow up just regarding the handicap parking that came to our attention. Just want to make sure everyone knows that that is going to be a project worked on over spring break, and the parking spaces will be updated at the return of spring break. So thank you for that. Just wanted to provide that quick update. Wanted to do it even sooner, but we've had some inclement weather, so we're hoping to take the next business day to
This will bring us to our first questions and comments pertaining to the agenda. Is anybody in the audience that can be recognized for anything that is pertaining to the agenda? Please come up to the microphone. Anybody on the board? I do want to say something. Michelle, I'll go here. What? Consent. Mr. Burrow.
I move the Board of Education approve the consent agenda. A, approval of minutes from the February 20th, 2026 special meeting. B, approval of the minutes from the February 23rd, 2026 regular meeting. C, approval of the minutes from the March 2nd, 2026 special meeting. D, approval of the minutes from the March 17th, 2026 work session.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Wade?
I move the Board of Education approve the bills payable and financial reports as proposed by administration and reviewed by the Finance Committee as follows. February 24th, 2026 through March 23rd, 2026 disbursements. General fund total, $311,719.59. School lunch fund, $60,324.62. Student activity fund, $15,595.04. 2014 sinking fund, $8,973.80. Subtotal, $397,613.05. ACH wire transactions, February 24th, 2026 through March 23rd, 2026. $1,048,126.77. Edu staff, $16,854.07. Health equity HSA, $15,012.66. Credit card BMO, $19,308.99. Health insurance, $123,427.05. Total funds spent, $1,620,342.59. Check numbers and voided checks as listed below. Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Please make sure that you take time to acknowledge our Orchard Primary, Middle School, High School, and Athletic Student Activity accounts. This will bring us to new business, the superintendent's report.
Start with the building reports from Orchard Primary from Mr. Bruno. Trimester 2 wrapped up on Friday, March 6th, and the report cards went out on March 15th. OP is very excited to see how much our graders continue to learn during the final trimester of the school year. Preschool orientation was a great success. We had a lot of future Raider families out. Families were able to see our classrooms, learn more about our programs, and ask questions of our wonderful teachers and staff. The book fair was the week of March 16th. A big thank you to Mrs. McConnell for her hard work creating another fabulous event for our students and families. Teachers are continuing to visit to observe the CKLA, ELA curriculum. These have been, a great opportunity to set a foundation for our new curriculum taking effect next year. For the middle school, per Ms. Lewis, the middle school students are enjoying or have enjoyed several awesome field trip experiences this month. Fifth graders visited Longway Planetarium. Seventh graders attended Motor City Cruise Education Day at Wayne State University. Preschoolers visited the Flint Children's Museum, and students participated in Special Olympics basketball. The fourth grade teachers are performing instructional rounds to support the Amplified CKLA ELA curriculum implementation. The middle school also held monthly PTSO meeting, a preschool parent information night, leave deposit day, learning the ropes assemblies, and the Boots and Buddies Mother-Son dance. AMS also celebrated staff through March Madness themed appreciation activities to recognize their dedication and impact. At the high school, for Principal Spear, we're looking to congratulate some of our art students. We're very proud of our high school students, Noah Arredondo, Isaac Grosstraight, Jolene Borkowski, Mara Sanchez, Blake Tebert, and Gloria Tosetti for their participation in the Mimics for the Love of Automobiles event. Their student artwork will be displayed at the AAA Auto Expo in Dearborn in September. Also would like to do a shout out for our high school students, Luna Carrera, Gracie Longley and Jolene Borkowski for their recent inclusion in the Michigan Art Education Association Top 100 of the State of Michigan show. Luna's work received further distinction, earning a position within the top 30, and will be included in the Governor's Traveling Show and exhibited around the state for a year. Hickman Gallery at Adrian College will host the MAEA show this year, Monday through Friday, from March 16th through the 27th, if you'd like to see our wonderful students' artwork for yourselves. Congratulations there. Also, congratulations, you heard a little bit from Ms. Jackie, to the Almont School Band, who participated in the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association District 3 Band Festival. This festival took place starting March 4th, and the high school band received 2 1s and a 2 in concert, and 1 site reading for an overall first division superior rating. This is just one more exciting achievement. Also, there was on March 6th, there were parent conferences held virtually for the 2nd year in a row. Thank you. Shout out to Ms. Lovitz and Ms. Mary, who helped work with the teaching staff for the past 2 school years, developing our virtual conference plan, as well as instrumental assistance from our assistant tech director, Mr. Almont. So thank you there. And from me, most importantly, probably was today's incident. I just wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank everyone for their assistance in ensuring that all OP students and staff were safe today when an electrical fire started in the OP gym. Swift action by our OP gym teacher, Shannon Chaka, along with the immediate support of Officer Retzler, our SRO, and Patty Carter, played a critical role in maintaining safety. I also want to express my gratitude to the outstanding OP and AMS administration for their efforts in evacuating students quickly and safely. Thank you to our OP students for being rad readers and responding responsibly, and to our parents for their support, cooperation, and prompt pickup of their children. As a reminder, OP will be closed tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, March 24th, and we plan to reopen on Wednesday, March 25th. Thank you to everybody involved with that. This is approval of contract for lawn services. Purchases of contract services shall be negotiated either verbally by a request for proposal or through the bid process as determined by the superintendent. Such services that cost more than $10,000 annually require the approval of the board. It is the maintenance director's recommendation that the lawn service contract be awarded to Yard Services Incorporated for the amount of $75,040 annually. Recommended by committee 2-0.
Mrs. Smith.
Mr. Wade.
I move the Board of Education approve the contract with Yard Services Incorporated. Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Mr. Wade.
We asked at the work session for some information to be provided. And now I don't see any of that in the drive. I guess I don't see how, when we are, per policy 320, to have all information regarding the bids provided to us. And we ask for specific information, how we are to proceed forward with the vote. We have not laid eyes on the details of those items.
And the motion.
Discussion. We just vote down the vote.
Any other discussion?
I asked for information and it's to be provided. My understanding was provided. I sent an email request with that information. And it's not only going against the practice that we did just last month with our tech RFP, which one is the one we want. So I think by moving forward with this now, you're saying this is acceptable, but is it what we are deeming the process that we should have?
So you're saying not even have a vote, correct?
I would say the table. We do have the motion at the table to create the discussion.
other month, I was with less than a spot for work. This is the goes back on the line.
We didn't call.
The school that fired days.
Yeah, there was that. I was out last week and then had the incident, okay, so they were catching up. Follow up if that's what's needed. From the work session discussion, I just, we're moving forward with a motion on the ticket tonight.
Mr. Wade, what information were we waiting on?
We had asked to survey the programs.
No, the committee recommended that we didn't need.
I understand that.
That's-
But then also
That's how the committee looked at it.
but also I had asked for information. The policy is clear that we need all the bid information. We don't have that, we just have the end result. So the bid documents that were uploaded via the technology program have not been uploaded for our purview. So how can we vote? 6320. So how can we vote when we haven't seen we've seen the end results? But are there things in there that are going to be extra fees that we're unaware of? Like, could change that number?
Yeah, that's not the end. They're probably start cutting it.
Yeah. So, any other discussion?
I guess I'd like to see a reason to table it based off of what the building and site committee came with. But this is where it's difficult how we're set up because building and site recommended it, we're confident with it, but the finance committee is requiring a different set of info than what building and site requires to get the recommendation through. So I would at least say going forward that this kind of stuff needs to be in finance, rather than building and site. If finance is going to say that it's more info than what building.
But that is a good way to look at it, like when we do.
We don't see the so we just don't know.
Yep,
But
I agree.
kind of recommendation.
Yep. So, Mr. Ray is concerned that we're not following the policy. And he would like to make sure that the policy is followed. So we want to table it. We have to vote for it, right? We have to find that table it. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like I have a vote on it, but we want to make sure that.
Well, I mean, I want to make sure if you're into policy, so.
Right, I just, what is, what's the exact policy, guidance? Well, I'm just trying to figure out what information we're looking, like, are we looking for the physical bid proposals in the draft.
I think you're looking for the
Yeah,
actual R.
It says the board shall be informed of the terms and conditions of all competitive bids. So we have the end result, but as you go through, what is that end result? Whether we were clarified on whether it's, that was a seasonal bid, whether it was the per cut bid, and then what's the breakdown, the tally of those. In the past, there have been where the lawn companies have told the district how many times they're going to cut versus the district stayed in that. That in there. I think the district should be telling the lawn companies so the bids are apples to apples. So by not seeing those competitive bid documents as we've seen with that, as we saw with the auditor and other things in the past, we're following a different process than we've set our practice up. Now you could come down and get the big document that doesn't change anything, but having that information is matches our policy.
I think there's a lot of other things though that we don't go as far down on, so we need to make sure that for Mr. Wade that everything going forward is treated as it's probably 50/50.
I would agree with you.
Like, I don't understand why this one is being singled out more so than other ones that we didn't have. Yeah, I think everybody is.
To amend,
I think you have to.
I think you should vote it out.
Well, I don't think this is a vote.
You've already got a motion. Like the motion should have been at the table. Well, the motion should have been read at the table. Motion. And then the table. Correct.
Yeah.
We still have to vote on it.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to amend the motion and we vote on that line, and we have to go back to the original.
so when I make the amendment, I say I want to amend to table.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Wade,
I would like to move that the Board of Education table the review of the contract for a later date.
Support.
motion and support. Any discussion? No, you can. Any other discussion?
Mrs. Smith, it's a little strange that we cover this under building and site in the work session, but it's under finance.
No, I think it probably should have been under finance to begin with.
Yeah.
Instead of it. I think that's probably where it should have been.
Okay.
Mr. Frederick's recommendation is part of it, but it's just part of it. I think that's what I was wrong here. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we want all our things to fall under finance and make sure that the recommendation.
I think that we.
I just want to make sure that we're all clear for going to do it right across the board.
Yep.
That's what we're stating.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
We do the operating procedure. The men,
Yeah.
I'm saying that was codify it
For
going forward.
finance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can amend the original motion to table the loan contract until further information, and then probably have a question. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. And we have to go back and vote on the original motion. Thank you.
Resignation, retirement. The Board of Education may agree to a resignation, retirement, and time after replacement if necessary, to go to the school administration, the Board of Education, provided that the circumstances underlying the resignation or retirement are valid in the opinion of the board and warrant search for replacement. Carrie Wingett has resigned from her position as preschool aide at Almont Middle School. Miranda LaCroix has resigned from her position as recess aide at Orchard Primary. Sherry Taylor has announced she will retire from her position as secretary at Almont Middle School at the conclusion of the 2025-2026 school year, recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith.
Mr. Eckert.
I move the Board of Education accept the resignation of Carrie Wingett and Miranda LaCroix, as well as the retirement of Sherry Taylor. The board thanks them thanks them for their service and wishes them well in the future.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Retired, the Board of Education approves all personnel. Mr. Bruno is pleased to recommend Ava Pandurin for the position of Mo-Side paraprofessional at Orchard Primary. Mr. Bruno is pleased to recommend Lindsay Ferris for the position of paraeducator at Orchard Primary, recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith.
Mr. Eckert.
I move the Board of Education approve the hiring of Ava Pandurin and Lindsay Ferris and welcome them to the district.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Overnight trip approval for band, 26-27. The Board of Education approves all student trips which require overnight stay or out-of-state travel, policy 2340. The Almont High School Band and Choir will attend a clinic at Vanderbilt University in Tennessee scheduled for April of 2027, recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith.
Mr. Eckert.
I move the Board of Education approve the high school band choir overnight trip to Vanderbilt University in April of 2027.
Motion and support. Any discussion? I want to thank music program teachers for being here and for taking these awesome students on this great trip. That was really fun.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Moving on to curriculum, for the approval of the middle school course guide, the Board of Education approved the instructional program for students. Number 1, the course selection guide lists all courses available to students, provides information about each course offered at middle school, outlines such items as the course length, semester, full year, etc., and any prerequisite courses necessary for the student. Number 2, the 2026-27 middle school course guide is in the board's Google Drive, supporting documents folder. This document recommended by committee 2-0.
Mrs. Smith,
Mrs. Miller.
I move the Board of Education approve the 2026-2027 Almont Middle School course guide as presented.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion?
Just a quick note, the work site for the regular meeting packet on the drive, this was under policy. It's not that big of a deal, but it was on the policy.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Health Committee recommendation. No course of study shall be taught in schools unless it has been adopted by the board, policy 2220. Our reproductive health committee was established to review curriculum in accordance with statewide policy. School districts are required to teach about dangerous communicable diseases, including but not limited to HIV and AIDS. Instruction regarding dangerous communicable diseases, including but not limited to HIV and AIDS, must be offered at least once a year at every building level, elementary, middle, junior, and senior high. The committee reviewed two options, the Michigan Model for Health and Advocates for Youth. It is the advisory committee's recommendation that community schools utilize the Michigan Model for Health for HIV and AIDS curriculum. This is recommended by committee 2-0.
Mrs. Smith?
Carried.
I move the Board of Education approve the addition of the Michigan Model for Health to the Almont Community Schools reproductive health curriculum.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Mr. Burrow.
I just want to thank everybody that participated in this, staff, parents, students, community members that didn't have students in the district, went really, really well. Mr. Spear for all the work he did, Mr. Forty for all the research that he did. And probably don't people forgetting to mention my name, but thank you everybody for doing this.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I just want to add that there was a lot of due diligence done surrounding this topic, and I appreciate that very much.
Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. This will bring us to our last questions and comments from the audience. This can be pertaining to anything. Does anybody in the audience like to be recognized? Anybody on the board? Yeah.
That's over.
That way, sorry.
I just like that, Mrs. Buckner, and thanking all the staff that acted so quickly and took care of the students today, and really showed that we can handle an incident with a lot of professionalism. And with the students' interests at heart.
Any other?
Just also, sir, here, in lieu of the law maintenance contract, disagree or whatever, we have the ability in the adoption of the agenda to add and for them. So if anybody ever has an issue about something, please let Mrs. Smith know, and then we can take it up with that so that we don't get the right information that we need to solve whatever problem is. Yep.
Any other discussion? I also want to echo Mr. Burns and Mr. Helpmeyer. A million thanks to all the wrestler for being very brave, and I heard Ms. Patty from Kids Club was also very, very instrumental and helpful in saving our building and our staff and our students. From everybody at the OP here, our Almont Fire Department, for their puts on, that we are all so incredibly grateful. Very, very grateful. Any future agenda items?
Mrs. Smith. I move Board of Education adjourn to March 23rd, 2026 meeting at 7:24 p.m.
Support.